because for me, it's exercise that actually saved me. Because I remember, I think it was twice I tried to kill myself. I was suicidal at a very young age. Yes, twice I tried.
Have we started? I still don't have an entry thing of, oh, hi guys. So we're just going to keep it pushing. So this week on the pod, we're talking about fitness and wellness. I think there has been a whole evolution in that space in Nigeria. So we've moved from the point where you would wake up and wear any oversized shirts and shorts that you have to go to the gym, just do normal aerobics, whatever it is you're doing, to a point where like the evolution of this fitness space has, it almost feels like it happened overnight. I feel like there was a point where we had the Jane Fondas and Billy Blanks and everything. I feel like this happened around COVID, but we're going to get into that discussion a bit more. I want to talk to the brands that I think are making big impacts in terms of what they offer in terms of services, and then what they offer in terms of tangible things that we can see in that space. We're going to be talking to 3 people who I interact with quite a lot. One of them is going to be talking about evolution around the new types of exercises that are becoming more mainstream, more accessible. One of them will be talking about, let's say, exercises that are getting a facelift, moving from things like aerobics to Tabata, building a community around things like that. And we're finally going to be talking about the aesthetics. So going from just going to go and sweat to looking good while you sweat and feeling good about yourself and what you're wearing. So the first person I'm talking to now is Kelvin, my biggest troll, by the way. I happened to walk into one of Kelvin's classes. I've always liked really difficult exercises, so everybody knows I used to box as elite. And then I moved from boxing into having my personal trainer come here. So we'll do boxing, we'll do circuits, we'll do all the obvious things. And then I happened to go to Low because my trainer would always go away in December. And then I had a little bit of time. Even when I fall off in terms of what I'm eating, I try not to fall off in terms of my endurance. So I would keep training even when I'm eating rubbish. So I found myself in Low. I hurt myself. And then I had to go to the lower impact classes. Lower impact. I almost died in my first Pilates class. But this guy is such a troll because you say you can reach the floor, you can lift your hands to the ceiling. And in my mind, I was dying, but I was a bad bee. I didn't want to show that I was dying. But over time, I really started to love things that were less obvious, things that maybe you wouldn't necessarily put in the same, I don't know, WhatsApp group as me. But now I do Pilates 3 times a week, and it's all thanks to Kelvin. We are going to speak to him now, see how he got into it, what his origin story was, how he developed a passion for it, and where he really sees himself going in this whole fitness space over time. So, Kelvin, the troll.
Oh, I'm not your troll. I'm yet.
So,
So I'm glad to come here and speak about the fitness space in general. So I'm a Pilates trainer.
Cut. Kelvin, you need to calm down. Are you okay now?
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
So welcome to the pod. I have one of my favorite trainers, but also my biggest troll, Kelvin. He's going to talk to us about how he contributes to this evolution of the fitness space. So Kelvin, welcome to the Brand Whisperer. Take it away. Actually, let me ask you, how do you feel about being on the pod?
How do I feel about being on the pod? It's actually exciting. Greg, is my first time having to be on a podcast.
With your favorite class captain?
Favorite class captain, I don't know. You're very stubborn. It's the reason why I troll you in class. I'm trying to make you feel a lot more less. But yeah, like I said, I'm happy to be here. It's a pleasure.
I would just like to say,
okay,
I'm one of those students that sits at the back of class but will still come first. I just carry that behavior.
At the back of the class, no. At the front of the class.
I'm talking about in school. You see yourself.
Okay.
I just carry that behavior into the studio where I stay in front and then I work out. But Kelvin, tell us tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the exercise side of everything. Okay. I want to know, first of all, are you from a family of how many? What were you like in your younger years? What did you study? Just tell us what we should know about Kelvin, a bit of a background.
All right. Something you need to know about Kelvin is, one, me, I'm a very shy guy. One, so the fact that I'm actually on this podcast in the face of all these cameras, and speaking with you and your team is a bit nerve-wracking. So me, as a child, I used to be quiet. I don't talk to people. I pretty much had no friends at all. So because I have a speech problem, so I stammer. So because of it, I decided to just stay in my zone. So if you're a child growing up in Lagos State, son in Abuja as well, we have situations where your peers will talk to you about the fact that you can't really talk.
Yeah.
So because of that, I really had no friends.
My mom stammers.
Yeah, so your mom stammers, interesting. All right, me, my father stammers, my mom stammers, so everything came on me.
Double dose.
But yeah, growing up, I found that, I think it was at the age of 13 when I realized that the only thing that can make me feel a lot more confident about myself is exercising. I remember I saw, I think it was Naruto, I'm not sure, where we had someone who is fat. So then he was in jail. So then he decided to then train himself to become stronger enough to free himself. So then I thought about it because I needed to free myself from all this pain. And then I used to be big as well.
You were fat?
Yes.
Wow.
I wasn't like chubby, but I knew I was fat. So then I started exercising, and slowly I became a bit more confident about myself, talking to people in general. So I think since I was 13 up until now, I've been exercising a lot.
That's
I've never just
amazing.
stopped. Because for me, it's exercise that actually saved me. Because I remember, I think it was twice I tried to kill myself. I was suicidal at a very young age. Yes, twice I tried. But yeah, I am, so it's the reason why I exercise, because it actually saved me. It's not really about
deeper than-
aesthetics
yeah.
at all. So,
Oh
yes.
wow, I would never have known. I'm serious, because whenever I
Yeah.
say Kelvin, if you add small weight, Kelvin will just say, "You know what, Greg? Have you added some weight? Draw in your belly." I was just like, Jesus Christ. So it's so weird. I wouldn't have known that it was that you were big, or that you used it to. Because my mom stammers, like I said, right?
Yeah.
But my mom speaks. She takes her time to talk, right? It's when she's angry that she can't control it. You just. And then that's when it happens, right? But I wouldn't have known. I realized in class, because I know some of us would tease you when you're doing and 1 and 2. I think I picked up that you stammered. And then how we sit down, council of elders, after class, and we're drinking coffee, and they're like, "Oh, Kelvin does it like he's singing." I said, yeah, a lot of people with like those speech impediments, they use like melody. And I realized that you like music a lot.
Yes.
So they use that to like manage or... Fantastic. So that's super interesting. I would have had no idea.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Because you're so badly behaved, I would not have known that
Badly
you were that
behaved,
deep.
how?
Troublesome.
I'm
if
an
you ask people
encourager.
like Keisha, if you ask people like
Motivator.
Ojola, if you ask people like
I push you
Ngozi,
to be your best.
by trolling. But the thing is, you look forward to a Kelvin class. When you're in a Kelvin class, you keep asking yourself, why am I here? And then after a Kelvin class, you're like, nice, let's go again. So that's what I realized with Kelvin. So we now understand how you, let's say, came about your love for fitness. You mentioned Naruto. Do you actually watch anime, or you just
No, I don't.
stumbled on
I
dry?
don't.
Very
I
dry.
don't. Yeah.
Our producer is judging you too, because
He's an anime guy. I don't
Yeah.
know what you guys see in anime.
it's fantastic.
I honestly don't. I just see all these zag
No, let me
everywhere.
like. I used to judge them before, but I now use like an entry level anime called Blue Eye Samurai. Try it.
Blue Eye
Watch it.
Samurai.
I
It's on
promise you,
Netflix.
watch it. And then I now continue to. I would never ever reach Naruto level, because that's a little too ridiculous for me. But
No, Blue Eye
yeah.
Samurai.
Attack on Titan, Hunter X Hunter, be Hunter. What's this thing called?
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer,
I heard of Demon Slayer,
Haikyuu.
but
No, Haikyuu,
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen, like so many. Guys, yeah, many layers to... Anyway, okay, let me get
Teaching with
serious.
Greg, have you?
That's right. Okay, so what did you go on to do? Uni, did you always study for this, or this is just passion driven? How did you...
all right. So I didn't study to become a fitness trainer at all. I actually did not have. So I actually did not plan to be a fitness trainer. So I was just that guy in the tech space that loved to exercise. Because I remember in my tech job then, after the job, I go to the gym, and the time would be around like 9 o'clock or 10 p.m., but you still find me trying to exercise. So I remember a couple of times a lot of my friends had said, Kelvin, don't you think you need to quit your job and become a fitness trainer?
Yeah.
At that point in time, I said, no. I think it was back in 2020. Yeah. I said no because I was like, no, I want to be in the tech space. I want to go abroad. I want to do stuff.
What
I
was your
think
thing with tech though?
my thing was data analysis.
And you enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it to a degree, I think. Now that I'm thinking about it now, it was to a degree. Because it came to a point in time. I think I had a job interview for a company in London, right? And these guys were about to pay me, I think it was like 4,000 or something. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so then I just thought about it that, okay, now I make all the cash, but do I really feel happy being in the tech space? And I know something that really drives me to be excited is like exercising, because you find me around 2 a.m., I'm exercising. So then I thought about it. Then I think I was around 20 something. And I said, so I'm still young. I think now I can just try it out and see.
Yeah.
So then I had Low Studio very close to my job space, my location and all. So it was just opposite the company. And me, if I desire something, I like to chase it.
Fantastic.
I got into the space and I told them that, see, I have no experience as a fitness trainer, but I love exercising. I want to be employed here. And that was how I came in, and I spoke to Sarah, I spoke to Miss Vero. I think it was pretty much that same day. And so we planned, and I came in 30 days after training. And this is me training, sorry to say, guys. I did all their training. So in flexibility, in cardio, in everything, because
giving natural.
I love training. So then from that point, I kept on training. So I think it was in September then. And this was 2022. So it was December. So I was told that, okay, it's time for me to dabble into Pilates. I didn't know anything about Pilates.
Yeah, because what was your style of training before? You thought
then it was cardio and strength.
So
I was doing a lot of
typical
cardio.
exercise.
Yes, typical, because I love cardio a lot. So then she told me about Pilates, and I know how it is, because I was like, oh, wow, you have no music, so you're going to have me talking. I'm like, Jesus, I tried to hide the fact that I stammer by playing music.
Yeah.
So now you're bringing me into a class where
I have no choice.
You have no music and you just have to talk. I felt really sad about it. But then I think I had a couple of friends, and I spoke to my mom, I spoke to my sister and my brother about it. And they just encouraged me that, Kelvin, okay, we're here to prep you. So I remember the very first class I had, I practiced enough with different people about, I got into the class, which is only normal, because I'm very critical of myself. I know those things that would trigger me to stammer, and I had everything. And the first class, in my own opinion, was a disaster. But I'm happy that I did not stop.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I kept on training, because if you know me, if I want something, I chase it.
Yeah.
So I knew that, okay, I'm going to be the best Pilates instructor.
That's
and
right.
I trained. I spoke to a lot of Pilates instructor, trying to really understand how best to become a good Pilates trainer. And so.
Fantastic.
Yes,
I was going to ask, right, your data analysis side and your fitness instructor / entrepreneur side. Do you ever see them coming together? How do you use your past to sort of sharpen what you're doing now?
So now I'm starting a company, and it has already started. It's called Mov.
So is it Mov Lab or Move Lab?
Mov Lab. So
I was calling it Move Lab.
Moment of victory.
Yeah.
Okay. So now bringing my tech skill into the company, so play a big role, because you know that you have a company, so you definitely need data.
Absolutely.
From your finances, from your clients. So this is where I'm going to merge them together, trying to better understand how my company will perform.
Because I'll tell you where I was thinking. And as an Igbo girl, I'm always thinking about monetizing things. So I'm just thinking, right? Because even from my previous life, data analysis, data is king.
Yes,
and it depends on what you do with it,
fact.
right? So my thing is, obviously, you have clients that have different goals. And I feel like your mind can lie to you, but numbers will never lie to you.
Fact.
So number of reps you can do, your performance on this now, your this and that now. Because I thought the name was Mov Lab, immediately I saw it, my branding and marketing mind was just thinking, oh my God, that's such a sick name. It's about movement.
Yes,
Kelvin
it still is.
you know. So I think either way, whether people know what the acronym stands for, or if they
Lab.
pronounce that Mov Lab, either way, it's a fantastic name. Like
Thank
when
you.
it comes to like branding and marketing, there's so much that you can do with that.
Thank you.
I'll give you a discount. It's not going to be
Come
free.
on.
No, but my thing is, you see how every year people have their medicals, they're checking their physical states. I think that's a space that you can also come into, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looking at your data analysis past and where you are now and understanding how the human body works. And this is your new interest. Obviously, you're going to train over time, so you have the credentials to do certain things. But I think that's almost a white space, right? So sometimes I like to escape and go on retreats. And at these retreats, they can make you run on the spot so that they check your heart rate. They can make you do this, do that. I feel like if you think about the immediate place that people's minds will go to, it's not something you must do right now. It's something you can look at for the future. But if you look at a way to bring that data side into fitness and wellness in a form that people can hold on to numbers.
Yeah.
This is your number now. Over time, you're saying things like we've helped 80% of our clients improve from this to this, that. So that's what I'm thinking, analysis-wise, and we can use it for branding.
Come on, Chiwe. Well done.
Thanks. Okay, so we're going to talk about the evolution of this fitness space because I can see that evolution happened with you as well. You speak about how you liked cardio and strength.
Yeah.
Yes, you fell into training, you loved it, you liked to run. Even when you went to a space where there were actual professionals, you outperformed them because of your natural passion and ability for that. But you were talking about moving from a cardio and strength space to a space where you now started Pilates, right? I feel like that has happened in Nigeria as well. I remember when we were younger, we played tennis every summer because my dad forced us to. We will see my mom doing aerobics either at the gym with her friends or let's say at home with her step board, right? And that was what we knew it to be. Now with the evolution of social media and all of these things that have come and people traveling and coming back, we're now seeing sports that were or fitness routines or whatever that were not maybe as accessible now coming into Nigeria, the likes of Pilates, Reformer, because Kardashians are doing Reformer Pilates now. Everybody wants to dance right there. TRX, you understand? Bungee fly, all of these things. What are your thoughts on that? What are the thoughts? Because I feel like another thing that has happened, by the way, is that the typical or the conventional forms of exercise, cardio and so on, have sort of fallen into a mainstream space. And then these other ones that are now being introduced and almost have the packaging of this is exclusive, right? People are able to price up. Can you talk to us about like the sweat economy and the general evolution of that?
So talking about the changes that has happened, cardio is still very much needed. And being a Pilates instructor, it is not to say that I don't do cardio because I bank on cardio a lot because, like you know, it helps to improve your cardiovascular endurance. So in the Pilates space, you have exercises to strengthen your core, to rehabilitate your back if you have back concerns, if you have knee concerns. Because you know a lot of people who do cardio, they have problems with sometimes their knees, their ankles, their back. So I feel if you combine Pilates and doing cardio together, you will perform big time.
Yes.
Because now you have exercises to help strengthen your knees, you have exercises to help strengthen your core. When you strengthen your core, you strengthen your back, you better your posture.
Facts.
And when you run or when you do all sorts of cardio and you're thinking about, okay, do I have the right posture? From Pilates, you will be very aware of how your body is structured. So now you take this into different kinds of exercises like cardio. You will protect yourself.
Yes, your form is so much better.
So you're going to have a very good form.
So it's not this or that, it's this and
so
that.
I feel, you need to combine it. And I like that Pilates has come into Nigeria, especially Lagos State, because I think a lot of people had seen the talk from Lori Harvey, I think. Then I think she spoke about the fact that she has 6 abdominals from doing Pilates.
I say abs, 6
abdominals, 6 whatever, you know. So ever since that conversation came out, a lot of ladies in Lagos State have been taken to it.
I didn't
Everyone
see
wants to
this
be like,
thing.
I want to do Pilates because I want to have that
Abs.
core. But then again, they forget that Lori Harvey, she doesn't just do Pilates, she does kickboxing.
Well, and her
She
diet must be on
yes,
point.
and diet is on point. I
Yeah.
tell people, yes, you do Pilates to strengthen your core.
Yes.
When you strengthen your core, it doesn't mean you're going to see it.
100%.
You might feel very strong inside, but it may not be seen.
Yeah.
Now, for it to make it sing, you have to do other kinds of exercises. And the big thing is your diet.
100%.
If you have a shitty diet, you're
100%.
not going to see the form that you want to look.
Yeah.
So I tell people, do Pilates to strengthen more your core muscles. But then again, if you desire for these things to be seen, you do cardio and you do strength training. You can do bodyweight strength training, or you can do gym type of strength training. You lift the dumbbells, you lift the barbells, you do all these things.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I think I've
Fantastic.
answered.
If you had to pick only one discipline of exercise that you could do for the rest of your life, either cardio or Pilates or strength, and you have to pick only one, which would you pick? Pilates is like core and flexibility. Then there's strength, and then there's cardio. Well,
Yes, I will pick Pilates because in
Why?
Pilates you have everything. You have low intensity cardio, you have low intensity strength training, and you have core exercises. In Pilates, so the kind of core exercise so we do is more controlled. So because it's more controlled, you think about your breath, you think about inhaling and exhaling. You're exhaling to build more strength, so you have more power to do your exercises. So me, I'll pick Pilates because anytime I feel that I have certain pain in certain places in my body, I go to doing Pilates. So I can stretch it out or I can contract it. It all depends on how that part of my body feels. So yes, I will pick Pilates.
I know that there's no, let's say, gender. What would I say?
Parity.
There is. Pilates almost feels like girls exercise, and then guys come in and they're like dying.
Yeah.
So I'm very tempted to ask you to give our producer a challenge to do
Right now.
shortly, because he's the one person that wasn't at the experiential thing. Of course, people are going to see what we did in there just before, but we have our producer here. I would have had our other digital experts come on as well, but she's holding, because I feel like bar, things like Pilates, right? Even TRX to a certain extent, because let me tell you, when the guys that come from other spaces, because I think what you're saying is facts, because I have friends that do like cycling, I have friends that lift, and then I happen to see them at low randomly one day, and it's probably because they've either injured themselves or they've told them you need to strengthen here and here. I feel like Pilates focuses on the tiny muscles that we don't even acknowledge exist.
Fact.
The other exercises focus on the obvious, right? I am very interested in things that are difficult that I feel like I can gain from. If my body is gaining from it, or my account is gaining from it, or my brain is gaining from it, then I can justify the difficulty.
Okay.
If it's difficult for no apparent reason to me, I'm not going to entertain it.
Yeah.
When I did Pilates and I realized it was hard, but I could feel on my body that pain you feel after exercise.
Yeah, so you're feeling
I said it's doing something. So that's why I kept coming back, and the class was engaging and it was nice, right? But I feel like there's a thing where guys look at something as feminine and they just free, right? But I feel like, number one, they're leaving a lot on the table, because over time you age better if you take care of your body better. I know you're always saying that thing, strengthen your legs so you can carry your loved ones.
You can live longer.
Better carry yourself by yourself, because I don't have energy for that. But my thing is, do you find that you have a higher level or higher share of female clientele than men? How do you balance that out? What does that look like in terms of, I don't know, execution of that? What does that?
You know, the whole talk about people saying Pilates is a feminine sport should actually stop, because it has no gender. It's not gender based at all. So the person who has started Pilates, his name is Joseph Pilates. All right. And it's not to say he's a feminine guy. This guy's a man. So I mean, he created all these exercises to help rehabilitate the soldiers and dancers as well back in those days. You know, so I think maybe because of the fact that we have a lot of dancers, if you dance, you're prone to knee injuries, back injuries, shoulder injuries, and
your
stuff.
feet.
So you had more dancers doing Pilates to rehabilitate themselves. And a lot of dancers are mostly females, all right? So you now had a situation whereby you come into a Pilates studio and you see a lot of ladies in the gym, because a lot of them back in those days are dancers. So I think that now became a thing. Now seeing a lot of ladies more doing Pilates. And a lot of guys, like guys, is not toxic masculinity at all. For myself, I don't dance. So now a lot of guys who dance, they have a certain way in which they
move.
Exactly.
And
so it kind of seem that they are not manly man them. So you now have a manly man come into the space and now see this type of people and they now feel some type of way about it. But for me, because I love exercise, I saw the effect of Pilates. I really did not care the fact that I was the only guy among seven ladies in the class. I saw the changes and I took to the exercise. People should just stop it. Men in general, especially Nigerian men, black men, you should come and do a Pilates class. Don't care about the fact that you have a lot of ladies in the class. Think about one, you have an injury, you want to protect yourself going into the future, because we're coming into our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. So how do you want to feel in the long run?
Absolutely.
Trust me, it's not all the cardio you do, it's not all the strength you do.
Absolutely.
If you do Pilates, I really do feel it's the ultimate exercise because you have everything in it.
If
you do Pilates, you may not look so buff, but you will be able to carry yourself. Because if you go online on Instagram, you see, I've seen videos of people in their 70s doing Pilates, and you're so shocked. Like, oh wow, this person can actually carry themselves. Pilates will help you carry yourself. So,
that's very interesting. And I've just been schooled because I didn't know there was an evolutionary side as to how Pilates started being seen as. I just thought it was just bad bees wearing nice clothes and doing graceful movements. I didn't realize that it was from dancers and all
more
of that.
Dancers.
Very interesting. I would go into more detail, but I think we can chill here for now on that topic. Okay. I want you to tell us the idea behind the concept of Mov Lab, or I say, Mov Lab.
Mov Lab, yes.
So, super interesting chat so far, but I'm curious, Mov Lab. I'm going to keep calling it Mov Lab.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. But I want you to tell us, what was the whole idea behind it? How are you going to execute it? When is it opening officially? Where can we get a bit more information? What do you offer? I always ask these multiple something questions, but the point is, let us know what we need to know about it.
All right, so MOV stands for Moment of Victory. So it's a space where if you're the type of person to not really fancy being in a large space, or with people in class, 20 people in the class, and you just feel like you want to have that personal interaction with your trainer. So then you come to MOV. So the kind of exercises that we are offering in MOV, we're doing Pilates, we're doing reformer Pilates, we're doing the barrel, we're doing the chair, and we're doing the floor Pilates as well.
So what's chair?
So we have an apparatus that's called chair. So it helps to improve more balance in your legs. And we have an apparatus called the barrel. It helps to increase your flexibility. So if you have problems, if you feel too tight, you want to come to the space. And if you feel like you want to have that personal interaction with your trainer, you come into the space, so you book a session and you will start, And speaking about our start day and time, pretty much going to happen by June. So now I have the space in the core, so we are doing some renovation because it has to look good.
Of course.
Premium enough.
That's right.
So yes, we're doing Pilates, we're doing cardio. Everything, like I said, is private. We're doing cardio, we're doing strength. We're going to have some dumbbells, we're going to have some barbells, we're going to have some apparatus to help you have functional exercises. My kind of training, I love functional exercises that will help you to perform better in every day.
Fantastic.
So if you have a situation whereby you fall, so you don't hurt yourself, because you're functional enough to protect yourself.
I love that.
Functional exercise is my kind of exercise. It's functional in strength. So we have flexibility. You see me as big as I am, I can split. A lot of people who are thin, they cannot split because I train myself
Why
to be
always boasting?
functional enough.
So I like
Yes.
that you're saying, because I'll tell you what, I invite some of my friends for Pilates, friends
Yeah.
that are fit in other places. But you see, the vanity of wanting to come across, you're not the learner in class. I think that that's where there's a real gap for what it is that you're offering, where you feel comfortable enough to come and try it out before you now go in and you don't need to present like every other person. Because even in low, when people say, or when they say intro or soft or whatever, but everybody's still performing at a certain level. You don't want to be the one person that is falling off balance. I feel like your space would be like a recruitational or recruitive, or sometimes I form words will take it like
Yes,
that.
I can see.
But no, it's like a space for recruiting people into that Pilates space, because if they're coming and they know it's just them and the trainer, you're able to give them direct feedback. You're able to focus more on them, and then they can try it out until the point where they feel comfortable enough to go into group classes, which fingers crossed by that time you would then be offering, right? But I
Yeah.
think that's fantastic. I think my friends who want to try Pilates but don't have the confidence to go to group classes yet would definitely visit
Fantastic.
Mov
They should come
Lab.
true.
But when? July, August?
June. It's happening in June.
Really?
Preferably, yes, it's going to happen in June.
Fantastic.
You can check out social medias. On the gram, it's called the Mov Lab.
The Mov Lab.
The Mov Lab.
No
yes.
hyphen, no
Nah,
underscores.
it's combined. The Mov Lab.
Fantastic. Okay, we'll plug it. We'll write it in the description. But Kelvin, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
We're done now. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
With the lab.
I wish you all the best.
Thank
the brand
you.
whisperer.
Thank you so much.
Amazing stuff you're doing, actually.
Thank you. We'll be there to help you out where you need us. We will be there to partner where you need us as well. But before you go, please.
All right. So with your producer, we have a
I'm
challenge.
going to leave this space.
So we're gonna do a basic core exercise. Like I said, basic. So we're gonna go seated on the floor. It's such a clean floor, right? Yeah. The floor is very clean. Chimney great. We're gonna lift the arch of the foot up. Point the toes out forward. Stretch your arms out. Draw the belly in, roll, going halfway, relax the shoulders. Now inhale, exhale, lift your arms up. Hold it. Now your arms are gonna be right beside the ears, shoulder width apart. Now lift your arms up, lengthen, chin up a bit, chin up. Do you feel the tension in the lower part of the belly? Yeah. Hold it. Now lower your arms down. Now hold it. Now inhale, as you exhale, you're gonna take this leg up. The foot comes up. Now hold it steady. Now relax the shoulder down a bit more. Now take the opposite leg up. Good. You want to point the toes towards me. Point. Now hold it. You're going to feel tension in the lower part of the belly and tension in your hip flexors, in the front line of the thighs. Now hold it. Hold the legs up. Hold it. I'm going to let go. All right. Hold it. That's a basic workout. Come on.
Thank you.
I would laugh at you.
I swear. Alright, let's.
So,
Are we done? Like, comment, and subscribe, please. They said I shouldn't say please, so like, comment, and subscribe. I wanted to ask, are you not serious about your brand? If you're serious about your brand, then like, comment, and subscribe. Don't be an up. What is wrong with you people? Okay, no. Yeah, just like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Be nice.